Well, folks, I have been mining and mining and mining and mining. And this world is just unbelievably poor of metals. We're going to have to come up with a solution because I can't take it anymore. I found a fair sum of gold, and I found an awful lot of iron, although the iron is just everywhere. There's no reliable place to look for it. But when it comes to everything else, it's been really bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's been tough. In fact, in all this time mining, looking carefully, relying on every mining trick I know, I found 4 diamonds and 19 lapis. I've literally found almost more ender pearls by finding accidentally creating small chambers in my mines that are tall enough for endermen to spawn and can't run away from. I found more ender pearls that way than diamonds. I can show you just how unbelievably huge this mine has gotten, and yet I have just had unbelievably bad luck. Now, I know where the diamonds ought to be by surveying, and I understand what they ought to be doing. So up there, here's my copper mines, and that's been reasonably fruitful. And over here has been my iron mine, and that's been actually quite effective. But down here, you can see this just goes on for a long ways, and I've even found some caverns and whatnot, and tried going caving, and it just doesn't matter. We barely found, and in fact, I only got very lucky just at the very end, and I've been breaking picks and all these things, but at least we have some base resources to start off of. So I think that we're going to have to think really hard about how we're going to improve our situation with the mining, because obviously this is just going to be difficult. At the same time, I'm really worried that Paprika Sue is going to come back and see that I've made no progress on her, well, I guess you could call it a quest. She wants a cup of coffee. Now, I don't really know where I can find some coffee beans. I've been trying to find some by pure chance. I just don't think the temperature is really right around here to find coffee beans, which is not great, I'm not going to lie. In fact, I'm a little bit afraid. That's fine though, because I think what we could probably do is rely on the fact that we're very near a large village. So if we go ahead and take a look at the, we can find an object where we can basically make a market where people will come and sell. But to get that, we need an emerald. So I think what we need to do is basically go and find a bunch of villagers and see what they have to say on the subject. Before I do that, though, I do want to make sure that I have a sword, because I am a little bit worried about going out in the middle of the night. So let's go ahead and make another sword. I've actually fought so much I've broken these. And let's go ahead. We don't need this stone right now. We will be using that in a little bit, because the other thing is that I really doubt that Paprika Sue is going to want to enjoy coffee in this. I mean, let's face it, it's functional, but it's not what we need, right? We've made a safe place, but this is not. So I'm thinking maybe what we'll do is convert and spiff up this room a bit so that it's a nice place where we might enjoy a little bit of stuff. It's night out, so now's a good time to go and see what we can, what sort of trades we have available for ourselves. Oop, kind of fell there. And things like that. So I have been improving my ability. I also made a clock, because it is really essential that I keep track of how things go. And then let's go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of speed here, a little bit of celerity, and we can make pretty good progress going over here. So we just need to find someone who's willing to trade with us. If we get really lucky, sometimes they're really foolish and they trade emeralds. And also, I found a bunch of interesting stuff in here. I should probably just loot this place, but it's shaped like a giant Buildcraft engine. I still don't know what's up there. Still got to find a way to get up there. Alright, so let's see. No one left in here. They probably all left and were killed. But there's still an awful lot of them over there. Right, so let's see if we can hop up. Use our jump boost here to get up there. Yay. Okay. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them in here. So let's see. What do you have to trade? 3 emeralds and you'll give me a bookcase. You'll give me a bookcase for that. 1 emerald for 9 arrows. Are you the same? Yeah. So, wow. Some of these trades are really lousy. So it looks like the only one we've got in here is a whole bunch of chicken for 1 emerald. That is frustrating. Okay. Well, I guess if that's what we got to do, it's what we got to do. Right? I mean, there's no getting around it. Nope. Let's hop out here. Okay. And I think there may actually be a few other villagers hiding around here. The problem is that so many of them have, basically in the conflicts of all the undead spawning around us, they have perished. But there are actually a surprising number hiding out in little buildings here and there. So we just have to go finding some of them. Oh, and look, here's a zombie that found his way into my reliable treasure trove. You know what? No. No, leave my friends alone. Get away from here. Jeez. Just gotta be a little bit careful with my my valuable food resource. I didn't even feed. I should think to do that. I've been pretty well off on the feeding so far, but this speed takes a fair amount of blood. So let's go ahead and feed. All right. We'll be careful. Don't worry. We'll be gentle. You don't need this. You'll feel a little bit tired in the morning, and that's it. And that's fine. Really, that's fine. We should think about encouraging these people to create more children. I mean, I think that's how villagers work. They create more children, right? They can breed. Oh, I'm almost full. Oh, it's the best. At first I was a little bit upset about this, but once I realized that I could safely handle it, then, you know, it was a different thing entirely. Hey, go away. Jeez. Fortunately, they can't quite figure out how to do that. All right. Let's hop over. Alright, they should be mostly safe there. Yeah, I mean, I don't think most things can get in, and then the sunlight gets rid of the rest of them, so let's see if we can find any more trades, because so far we've got 16 chickens for 1 emerald. That's a rough trade. Looks like the door got ripped off here. How unfortunate for them. Oop. That's right, vanish. Huh. There appears to be an interesting villager right over here. Stuck. You know what? Yeah, get out of here. Apothecary. Get out of here. Jeez. Who do they think they are? Pop. So where is the door to this place? Is there a door? Is it like an apothecary with no door? Is that how this works? Well, I can make a door right here. So how are you doing, sir? 8 emeralds for a slime ball. Actually, that's an interesting trade. But let's just go ahead and top off a little bit. But yeah, that's not really what we want either. Let's just go ahead and close this door back up. And we'll see if we can find any others. Good news and bad news, folks. I sort of got caught out in the day. So if I step under this, I will die. As you can see, I've lost all my blood because of that. However, that's the bad news. The good news is I found a whole bunch of villagers, and one of them, let's see, that one's actually a really interesting trade. This one is a terrible trade, but this one right here, 11 books. This villager right here, the librarian, actually will be able to help us. Now, let's see if we can maybe get a little bit lucky here. So let's go like this, and then transfix you. Do we not have enough blood? We may not have enough blood. Well, don't panic. It's fine. And now we should have enough blood to transfix you. How about you? Not that. There we go. Now we can just feed without alarming anybody. It's fine. Oh, what the heck? Okay, well that's fine still. Anyways, we should be fine. We're just going to have to hold up here, and then we'll run over and take an axe. I think I even have an axe on me to a bunch of those bookshelves, and we should be able to get an emerald by talking to this librarian. We just have to wait for the dang day to end. Well, I'll just wait here. So, friends, do you mind if I take this? Nah, you don't. Ah, lucky us. It started to rain. And by the way, check this out. I didn't even notice this chest, but we have found a Thaumonomicon. How awesome is that? We should definitely go ahead and start checking that out. Since we've got the Thaumonomicon. Actually, come to think of it. Oh. I could just use these, I guess. We'll save them for later, though. Because they also might help us with other stuff. Whoop. Alright, so what we need to do is get from the top of that tower. We'll need to nerd pull back up in a sec. But I need to run over here with my axe and break all these bookshelves I saw over here. And, oh, thanks for the rain. Really, rain is wonderful. I've never realized how... I mean, I've always sort of liked the rain, but now I need it. So it's the only way I can move around during the day. Alright, so we just need to go ahead and break through a wall here. And then we'll be good. And I've just been nerd pulling all over the place. This won't work. But this will. Alright. So we need 10 books, and we should easily get 10 books from here. Yeah. And these books will actually be useful for other stuff, too. We don't have to waste our time or precious leather on things. Alright. Alright, sir. If you could please kindly fork over an emerald. Alright, we're set. Emerald acquired. Oh, and by the way, it's fine. That's right. It's all fine. All of you are fine. Your little baby, who's also asleep, also fine. Alright, well, let's get back out. Now, before we head back in, I have been doing a couple of experiments, and one of the things I've noticed, and this is... So here's our front door. One of the things I've actually found that I find really, really fascinating is that the biology here is just a little bit different. Like, for example, these oak trees are remarkably sappy for standard oak. Check this out. I put a little bit of some of these tree resin collectors here, and amazingly, I actually get resin out of them, which is surprising to me. They're pretty good overall, and they'll gradually collect the resin over time. But you can see here, I've actually got a bunch of resin. Now, resin only has one use I can really think of, but that is basically to be cooked into rubber, which is really interesting. So sometimes resin comes out with some more than other times. So, for example, sometimes it doubles up. It's kind of random, but it is really, really cool that this, in fact, works. So I'm very, very surprised at how, like, sappy those trees are. But we are going to need to find some way to automate the harvesting of these things. Okay, so we can go ahead and... Alright, we're home. It's safer now. So let's just go ahead and, I guess, toss these in and see how this turns out, because this will be cool. I haven't had to gather like this for ages and ages. Let's go ahead and put this away. We can put these away. It's going to be hard. So now, we're going to be using this. Now, to use this, we're going to need... well, let's just see if we can find it. What we need is the market, right? And we can just go ahead and put that there. So we need 3 planks and 2 wool. Well, I can think of a few ways to get the wool. Alright, so we go something like this. A little bit of red wool, our favorite color. And let's just go like this. Will that work? Is that right? It seems to want... Oh, we actually need 4 wool for this. 4 wool. Okay, so we need to grab a little bit more of our floor. I went looking for more wool, and surprisingly, I couldn't find any. So I was actually rather shocked overall. But you know, we'll make some more wool soon enough. Wait. Over there. We'll make some more wool soon enough. We need to figure that out, anyways. Okay. All right. Market. Now, I think that this is... We could just go ahead and put this in a place where the villagers will come and find it, but I think that it sort of just works, right? So we're going to have to get more emeralds, but we can buy a bunch of things. So let's see if we can find what we need at the market. Cauliflower seed, celery seed, cranberry. What does a coffee seed look like? A coffee bean, coffee pollen, coffee bean crop, coffee beans, and a coffee seed, so it's brown. There we are. We do need 1 more emerald. So I'm going to go back and do that trade again. The guy looked like he was still... The villager still looked like it was active. So 1 second, I'll take care of that. Well, thank goodness for this rainstorm holding up. But we should be able to get back indoors here. Hey. Well, at least you dropped string for us. And don't worry, I'll heal up fast. Alright, so I have an emerald. And now that book's set up... By the way, I found an interesting book on the way back. Broke. Look at this. I don't really understand what it's for. It just appears to be like it's a broke book, maybe? What was that? Seriously? Go away. Jeez. Okay, so let's go ahead and trade for a coffee bean. Wait. Can we trade for spawners? Holy, that's amazing. Alright, so we need to figure out how we're going to get emeralds, because there's actually a lot of amazing stuff going on there. So we can trade for saplings, but the primary thing that we want to trade for is coffee beans right now. And we just need to start a coffee farm. Okay, is this it? There we are. Alright, we need to figure out how to sustainably get emeralds. Alright. Okay, we have a coffee seed. We're started. Let's just go ahead and, I don't know, let me put together a little pickaxe. We'll make a little area down here where we can grow things safely, because I'm just not really prepared to do things out there, especially with the blood moons. It's just outrageous. 1 moment. Alright, so I've dug out a little area here, and we can go ahead and break this. And just leave that there for a sec. We should be fine on... We'll just have to put some stuff on the sides. just a little standard room to build up our infrastructure. So I need to go outside. It's nighttime, so I need to grab some water. And by the way, I never thought I would be so reliant on a clock to do all my work, but here I am relying on a clock to do everything that I want to do. It's kind of funny, actually, because, you know, you don't normally have to think about it, but, you know, you just dodge the monsters. But by the way, this won't hurt at all. Yes. Let's just grab some of this. Oh, wow, look, our reed farm is coming along quite nicely. That's fantastic. This should be enough for now. I should turn that off. It is ugly. I know. Let's go ahead and run through here, past these disgusting blueberries. And let's check on our... Oh, wow, look, we got some more resin. I wonder how much... Whoop, nope, not what I wanted to do. This door. Dang it, my surprise. I was going to show you this cool looking door I made out of spruce, but no, not anymore. Alright, got some resin, I think, out of all of these pots. Yep, alright. So let's go back in and start up the process. Thank you, market. Okay, so we now have a little bit of a farm. It should be straightforward. Oh, I really got to fix that too. I think that'll be the next thing we do. Let's put down a spruce door right here. Look at that. It's positively Dungeonian. Let's go ahead and put this right here. And then we can actually start laying things out, because this should go a few blocks. So we go 1, 2, 3. I think it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So we may actually have the perfect setup here anyways. But it might just be 3. I don't remember very well, to be honest. Farming is not something I generally concern myself with in the natural sense. Usually I just factory farm. Definitely 3. What about 4? We'll see in a sec. There we go. Alright, so this area is nice and straightforward. Let's go ahead and grab our cherished and a very expensive seed. The most expensive seed I've ever worked with. And let's put this down. Hopefully this will be enough. Well then, we just have to wait a little bit for that to grow. We could probably make do... Well, we don't really need to automate it yet. We're not in a situation where it's like this is going to be an overwhelming burden. But we do probably... And by the way, look at how far out it goes. So it definitely goes all the way across this 9x9. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and give this a moment to grow. And let's think about how we're going to solve our mining problem, because that's something that's been bugging me. And also, like, my tool use problem. Because I've just been breaking so many tools. You kind of forget how weak iron really is.